Alimony is support for one spouse or the other, and it's really a simple equation. It's the need of one spouse versus the ability of the other spouse to pay. And it's numbers, but it also has a lot to do with the length of the marriage. So the Florida statute has changed in that it has specifically defined the terms of the length of a marriage and what kind of alimony you're entitled to in those marriages. And essentially, our job is to go in and determine what your need is as a spouse and what your other spouse's need is in terms of their ability to pay. So we have to evaluate what are your expenses? What is your living expenses? What are your eating expenses? What are your gas, your travel, your bills, your cellular phone? Those are your needs. Now, the ability to pay is your spouse's income minus those necessary and reasonable expenses. And whatever's left over, that's the pot that alimony is going to come from. And whether or not you're entitled to it is the next question. And whether or not your marriage, the length of your marriage. Do you have a long-term marriage in which you've been a supportive spouse? And how has your career been affected by the marriage? Or maybe your child-rearing duties. So the thing about alimony in essence is that it becomes very complicated, but it's important that at the beginning of the process you sit down and are realistic about your need versus your spouse's ability to pay so that you're not dreaming up a number that isn't there to get.